How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Narrated by Liam Neeson. And Winnie the Pooh with a smudge of honey. And Pooh Bear. Well, wait until the story is done for you to eat your honey. Oh, but it's honey. I know it's honey, but see it as reward for narrating the story. Well, okay, I guess. Very well. And with that, let us begin. Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all might have been that his heart was two sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, eating the Who's mother, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Oh boy, oh sorry, was that out of character? Then he growled with his Grinch fingers, nervously drumming. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then all the noise, noise. That's the one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast of honey. Not yet. Okay, fine. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. Feast! You're being a bit harsh, Mr. Neeson. I'm trying to deliver this story in the right way, Winnie the Pooh Bear. Okay? Just bear with me. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together and Christmas bells ringing, and they'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. And they'd sing, and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this whole Christmas thing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. I think you mispronounced one of the rhymes there. Shut it, Pooh Bear. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best too. Look, we'll be in it together, okay? You always do warm my heart, Pooh Bear. I don't deny that. The more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? And then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch had a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With his coat and his hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread. Not from my t-shirt. Oh, don't worry, not from your t-shirt. And he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. And the Grinch said, "Giddy up!" And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. Ugh. Oh, bother. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed on the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, well then, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Oh, just like how I got stuck in Rabbit's hole. Oh, I know how it feels. I can relate." And he stuck his head out the fireplace flue. Well, the little Who's stockings all hung in a row. "These stockings," he grinned, "are the first things to go." And he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one. Up the chimney? Oh, not again, I just ate honey. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast, not the honey. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Oh, he's even worse than a heffalump. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. And he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was no more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. Oh. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie, and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, "there's a light on this tree that won't light up on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here." And this fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney, himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Oh, not even for poor Piglet. Then he did the same thing to all the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses. Oh, bother. Oh, the poor dog, this illustration. Oh, it was dawn. All the Who's still abed. All the Who's still a snooze. When he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load on the tip-top to dump it. Pooh, pooh, to the Who's he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. Oh, bother. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, "Boo, hoo." "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down at Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? Think. It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler would soar. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say, that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. Enough room for Christopher Robin. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Thank you very much, Pooh Bear, for reading this story with me. Oh, it's a personal privilege, Mr. Neeson. And as promised, here is some honey for your well-earned narration. Oh, thank you, really? Yes, it was quite charming, if I say so myself. I know quite a storyteller yourself, Liam Neeson. Thank you, Mr. Neeson. Oh, and Merry Christmas, one and all. And a Happy New Year.